So I was just watching One Piece. This is just a video diary, thought diary, I suppose. Anyways, I was watching One Piece, and there was this. I've just gone through quite a lot of episodes today because I just spent the whole day watching One Piece. Anyways, the more recent episodes, just made me realize there is so much history that's in the world right now. So for example, like I'm just trying to formulate the words, because I've got like a knowing understanding that's in my head right now. So for example, there's a piece of land. So I don't really know the history, but like, the Native Indians? Is that what they call them? Like not the American Indians. The Native Americans. Thank you. So take the Native Americans, for example, right? They're just there. They've got their own... No, hang on. Okay, I'm jumping from like one thing to another. Let me just focus on one thing. Okay. I think let's focus on the most important part. So, everyone has their own traditions and beliefs that's been passed down from generation. And I wonder if people are also wondering, where did this belief come from? In terms of who started it, if that makes sense. So let's take an example. So I don't know, say I have this belief that's been passed on from like in our community or in our family or society, this belief that, I don't know, eating peanuts would cause you cancer. But that's but no one's proven it, because this is taking away all the information, all the technology, so you can't access information. This is just based on what you have around you and what's been passed on to you by your elders. I don't know if this is making sense, but yeah, so it's been passed on to your elders that you can't eat peanuts because they will cause you illness, a form of illness. And their belief came from seeing a few people or a family member that ate peanut butter and had an illness from it. So i.e. allergic reactions. So it's caused them to die. That's probably a better way to just change it, actually. So so don't eat peanuts because they can kill you. That's the information that's been passed on from generations, right? But no one's but because this person is an elder, or there was someone that they would look up to, has passed on this piece of information to everybody around them. And obviously a few people had seen it, and you had no idea, no one had any idea, no one's come across peanuts before until someone decided to eat it. So I can't believe we're actually talking about peanuts, but let me cook. So yeah, so obviously no one's really looked into it. No one has any other information, but this piece of information, like peanuts can give you some kind of illness and will kill you. And obviously everyone now has these fears around peanuts because then they can't, because it will kill them. But no one's actually looked at the benefits of peanuts. Does that make sense? So like, no one's like, it can be taught, like, as we know, peanuts is healthy. Like nuts in general are healthy for you. Just depending, obviously, if you have an allergy to peanuts, then well, if you haven't got like the right tools and like an EpiPen and things like that, then obviously then it can kill you. But just from in this isolated society, they don't know that, and obviously this thing has been passed on from generations. And I just wonder, with regards to beliefs, there's because obviously there's loads of different beliefs all around the world, and I just wonder, it's coming from, like, the beliefs are coming from our ancestors, but obviously there are things that aren't necessarily the truth, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, don't believe these things because that I'm not saying that they're all lies. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, what I'm saying is, that these beliefs, these traditions, these mythologies, these religions, obviously it's been passed on because it's a story that's been told by our ancestors. Although, like I said, I'm not saying that it's a lie or anything like that, but I'm just thinking that, just question it. If there are things in your beliefs, and there are things in your traditions that is questionable, it makes your soul question whether it makes you question whether it's right or wrong. Going back to my story, which is very long-winded, was, although there is an element of truth. There is an element of truth behind it all, but it may not necessarily be the actual truth, if that makes sense. Because these are stories, essentially, stories that's being told by someone. But obviously, as you know, anyone can just fabricate their own stories in the way that they perceive them, because people can experience the same thing but have different perspectives on it. So what I'm trying to say is that, just with regards to everything, it's just a whole question, just with regards to everything, it's up to your discernment. It's up to your own discernment to be able to bring the truth out of each story that's being told to you, or even your own beliefs, even your own subconscious mind. That's just a big thought. 333, as I said that. 333, as I said that, so 33 there for a second. Yeah. I say question it. The things that doesn't necessarily sit right with your soul, question it. because whatever you've been told may not necessarily be the whole truth. It's a very long-winded I was just talking for 10 minutes, but yeah, that was very long-winded. I think it was just wow. I think it was just me like trying to, I don't know, formulate words, but then also at the same time, like there's just like two pieces or three pieces of information just like coming in together in my head, and then it's like coming out of my mouth, and like it's all like jumbled up, if that makes sense. So on its way out of my mouth, it's all jumbled up because I've just got this like information that in the way of like different, explaining it in different ways. I feel like I'm going crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to watching One Piece. Also, pre my nails. They're so gorgeous. I love my nail tech. She's the best.